Craig, how you doing, boss? What's going on? How's the weather up in Canada? Here in Southern California, it was a little chilly this January 24th. I can't imagine. I don't know where you live in Canada, but it's got to be a little chilly. Anyway, thank you for reaching out to me. Thanks for being such a huge fan of the show. And in particular, you said that you're a huge fan of Mr. Turner. I really appreciate that. It always humbles me. It never ceases to amaze me when people tell me how much the show means to them. And you said that the coma episode was your favorite. You know, interesting thing about that particular episode. I remember at the beginning of that season, I had, or actually prior to the beginning of that season, I had received a phone call from the producer, the creator of the show. And he was telling me that the network and the studio and all that stuff wanted to make some changes to the show and that I wasn't going to be coming back after that season. And they were probably going to use me kind of very sparingly during that season. So I knew that right from the start of that season, that was going to be my last season. And I knew for sure that that episode, the coma episode, was going to be my last show. So if I'm not mistaken, if I remember this correctly, the scene where I was in the body cast, I think I remember knowing that that was going to be my last scene that I filmed on Boy Meets World. So it was an interesting time. I don't really remember too much about having conversations with people about being, this was my last scene, this was my last episode. But typically when you're done with a production, whether it be a film or a TV show or like if you guest star on a show, when you film your last scene, the first AD will say, okay, that's a wrap for Anthony Quinn, and everybody applauds and you're done and all. And I don't remember that happening, but I'm sure it did. But it was definitely emotional. Whenever you're finished or whenever you wrap, I mean, you really become a family on that show or whatever show you're doing. It becomes like a real family. You spend day after day and working very closely and very intimately with people, and you can't help but form these bonds. So when you're done, it's really sad. It's really sad. And I was really sad to be done with that show because I had a great time on Boy Meets World. Again, I'm so glad that it reaches so many people even to this day. I mean, we're talking 25 years later and people still talk about how much they love that show. And I mean, I can relate to that because I'm a fan of shows myself. There's certain shows that I look back on and even 40, 50 years later, I just love these particular shows. Like for me, the Dick Van Dyke Show is one of my all-time ever favorite shows. And I just love, rewatching episodes. So thank you so much again for letting me know. Thank you for your kind words to me. And as you said, someday, maybe, hopefully we can meet and you can get an autograph or whatever. That would be fantastic. Okay, boss. Take care of yourself. Enjoy and have a wonderful, wonderful 2022.